Why, hello there, fellow ship designers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Episode 9, heading back to the Dauntless. And the other place I wanted to go is the old Emporium, the Mescaform, because that has a certain kiosk that I want to interact with. The red neon casts heavy shadows in the old Emporium, K-Leg's only leisure district. The OE is a relic of a former world, a porter to the halcyon days of the Wildcat Nigerian colony before Earth's ablation cascade gutted the economy. So, to step back a little bit, the whole story of Ostranauts is essentially the Kessler syndrome, or the ablation cascade, happened on Earth. Essentially, there was enough things around the orbit of Earth that it started colliding with one another, setting off a domino effect, blanketing Earth in enough debris that you cannot go from Earth's surface to space. So Earth is cut off from the rest of the solar system. On Earth, Neo Scavenger is happening. Neo Scavenger is a different game. So basically the premise of Neo Scavenger is the ablation cascade happened. There is so much debris in space that nobody from space can get to Earth and nobody from Earth can get to space. So Neo Scavenger is a post-apocalyptic game where space is inaccessible. And Ostranauts is a post-apocalyptic game where Earth is inaccessible while you're in space. So two halves of the same coin. Spacers come here to escape the bureaucratic grind, yada yada yada. It also has the black market. So the black market dealer's in the bar, but that's not where I'm going. I'm going to the sundries dealer. Over here, the furnishings kiosk. And what I wanted to do is buy a bedroll. I'm not going to buy something nicer and more comfortable because I really just don't have the space for it. But as you can see, there's like lots of stuff here. So another thing that would be nice to buy at some point, you know what? Knowing I'm going to the Ryoka, I am actually going to buy 2 storage bays. Yep, I'm just doing that. Okay, so spending 20k, and I'm sending it to the ship, so I don't have to carry it. Drink a little water, and then we're going to go sleep in the boneyard. The code priority is sleep in the boneyard, and then head to Dauntless for spare parts. Sounds reasonable to me. So back to the port and back to our ship. So these salvage bays they act as floor panels with like a storage bay underneath. So they're very space efficient, but you can't put stuff on them. So they're going to be installed like in the back of my ship as like giant storage bins. Where's the bedroll? Oh, here it is. So I'm going to pick these things up and like kind of move them out of the way because they're right now in the way. But once I get to the Dauntless, I'm going to install them. Hey, JJ. Thank you for the resub. So, just laying out a bedroll. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, you can see why I was like, I have an A condition. Because look at this thing. It's freaking terrible. Like, literally this wall right here is about to blow out. In fact, I'm gonna... I can't even... I'm gonna repair this wall because I'm a little afraid of, like, falling asleep on this ship and, like, it venting to Atmo and killing me. Oh, the floor underneath it is actually damaged. Oh. Yikes, I missed that. There we go. Okay. And the cooler, this cooler got broken as well. I did not realize. So before we go to sleep, I guess I need to make sure I don't like suffocate or die in my sleep. What do we need for this thing? Unable to comply. Why? What is the repair needed? Screwdriver, soldering tool, motor, heatsink, 2 scrap steel, and 3 small parts. And Wilkie, thank you for the gifted subs as well. How far out and how fast is Dauntless from K-Leg? I don't know. How could I possibly know that at this point? I probably am lacking a motor. No, I have a motor right here. Why can't I? Maybe I can't get there because I'm docked. It's a motor, yes. Oh, you know what? I probably don't have a heatsink. Let's go buy a spare heatsink. Yeah, this is what they consider a condition. I doubt. Alright, so heatsink, scrap steel, and mechanical components. I have everything else. So I probably just need access to space to be able to repair that because I have to go, like, to the other side. That's fine. Alright, so let's push off from K-Leg. I've already paid my docking fees, so it should be free and clear to leave. And what I can do is I can actually fly to the Dauntless and just, like, dock with it and then go to sleep. So, ship labels by name. Dauntless is actually pretty close by. It's one of the closest ships to me, so that's not inconvenient at all. Starting my transfer bearer into the Dauntless. And I'll just go to sleep docked with it. Just makes very little difference. Alright, I'm moving to the Dauntless, but like very, very, very slow, and that's intentional, so that I can repair the AC, because or the cooler, because I think in order to repair the cooler, I'm gonna have to be on the outside. Oh, what the hell? Oof. Yeah, the cooler really did explode. You know what probably happened? When I hit... Oh, my proximity alarm's off. When I hit the, I hit something. I hit, the large shipping container ship. And the damage done when that happened, we're looking at. That would be my guess? Because I don't recall the cooler being, like, this messed up. Okay, cancel and repair. Are you actually doing the thing? He says he's doing the thing, but I'm super sus that he's like, oh yeah, I'm totally repairing it. Never. Because it seems like that is the case. Fine, you know what? Uninstall it. Yeah, let's just uninstall it. I think what's happening is the king's in the way. Can't get to it. Okay, yeah, let's uninstall the king then. When you have a small ship and everything's on top of one another, these things happen. Alright, there we go. No, don't uninstall anymore. Repair. Alright, there we go. Grabbing the components. And if you're wondering, we're only moving at like 30 meters per second to the Dauntless, so it's not like I'm going to be there anytime soon. It wasn't bugged, I just couldn't reach it. It was blocked. Well, I think that was the only piece that was, like, broken. So that's good. And reinstalling the intake, and then I'll put the can back. In the future, I won't have such a compressed setup that, like, I have to deal with this. It'd be better if things had its own space and wasn't on top of one another. It's way easier to maintain. Hey, Wani, thank you for the resub. But poverty dictates that we're not at that point yet. How did I get an A rating? For real. This ship is such a hunk of junk. I literally didn't even have running AC, and somehow they were like, oh yeah, it's in great condition. You know what it was? It was like mortgage inflation. They're like, oh, you have such a mint ship that you owe so much more money on it than you're, you know, than you're admitting to. All right, so one of the reasons why I was going to the Dauntless slow was so that if I was like outside of my ship, I wouldn't. I would have plenty. Oh God, time acceleration adjustments are violent. I would have plenty of time to get to the console. Dauntless was a pretty big ship, so we can dock with it from kind of far away. And here we are at our napping spot. Oh God, that's unacceptable. There's no way we're falling asleep listening to this. Hell no. Alright, let's go uninstall that battery. We don't need a chorus of annoyance. Beep-boo, beep-boo. It's like, I got it. You're a dead ship. In the boneyard. Dear Lord. Now, the only problem that I'm going to have is getting back to my own ship is going to be a little annoying because all the doors that had power, now they don't. Oh, well, I busted holes in the Dauntless, so it was actually fine. So I'm going to drop the battery here so we can install it at our convenience. And a proximity alarm. Wait, what the hell? Who? Foundational belief. Buzzing by us like a jerk. Alright, proximity alarm is going to be off because I am docked. I'm stationary. Well, relatively speaking. And it's going to be nap time. And I'll show you how to, like, nap properly. Unlike the characters I normally run, my character actually doesn't have insomnia, which is kind of nice. So I'll actually be able to go to sleep. So if you want to sleep, here's how to do it. Go to your schedule. That's not it. Why am I roster? Go to your schedule. Right now, it's almost 9 in the morning. So what I'm going to do is 8, 9, 10... For the and you don't even really have to time it all that exactly. So for the foreseeable future, I'm scheduling my own character to sleep. No disembarkments, no open airlocks, no restoring parts, just sleep. You don't really need to turn that stuff off. It's not strictly necessary. And then, because I'm scheduled to sleep, I can do some like personal stuff, which is just automated. cocooning, and then trying to fall asleep. So what I want to do is maybe not go to sleep in my suit. So I'm going to override my my character's actions, and I will actually sleep with my coveralls on, which has trash that I should throw out at some point. The other thing, which would be nice to do, is before I sleep, charge up everything. So I have multiple battery chargers for different things, and getting fresh, like waking up with fresh batteries in all my tools is really nice. So my drill has basically full batteries, and then the Weber laser, I don't have a spare battery for that because it costs 22,000, but I'm charging up my Weber now too. I'll do the same for my suit, and then we'll go to sleep. So my suit's battery was at 30%, and we're swapping it out for 100%. Pretty sweet. Then, just sleep. And at this point, I'm going to quick save with F5 or Foxtrot 5. And then what you could do is do the very fast time acceleration, because you don't need to watch yourself sleeping. And you can decide how much time you want to accelerate. So I'm going to sleep for 4 hours. And I'm scheduled to just rest. So that's what I'll be doing. So then if I hit go, 4 hours elapsed, and I've just slept for 4 hours. Okay. Then if I take a look at my character, oh, I'm still tired as hell. Really? Why? I guess I'll get more sleep. I didn't end up buying something nice to eat. Also, what is sparking? This conduit? I'll sleep a little bit longer. But before I do that, I'm just going to make sure that this conduit doesn't, like, explode on me. I probably won't restore it because I'm not allowed to at the moment. So let's go to roster. It is 12. So we'll briefly do some work. Oh, right. I don't have a Weber laser battery. Anything that's like actively sparking is a little scary when you're trying to go to sleep. And there's actually a lot of like actively sparking things on this ship. You know what? Caution to the wind. My Weber laser did not get charged up all that much. So we'll debattery it again and try to rest some more. I did quick save, and I'm kind of curious if my sleep actually worked or not, because it really didn't seem like it worked. But I can always load the quick save if it is indeed just a bug. Let's try this one more time, and then I'll revert if it seems bugged. So going to my roster again, we'll overschedule for sleep so that I know that I'm like properly sleeping. I'm asleep, I'm unconscious, and then I will sleep for the full 6. Oh yeah, there we go. Active effects sleeping. For whatever reason, alright, so what I'm going to do actually is load the quick save. Where is the quick save? Autosave, 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 autosave. I'll load the autosave. Load the autosave and make sure that the active effects is actually sleeping, because I think what happened was I was just laying in bed, but I hadn't actually fully gone to sleep, and then my character didn't bother to. I could have done an F9, yeah. Either way. And we'll make sure to get some shut-eye properly, and then get expanding the cargo hold. And then I'll talk about the constraints about expanding cargo holds. because there is some design constraints imposed on the player from the game engine. All right, trying to fall asleep. So what I should have done is like actually wait until I was fully asleep. Are you? You're lying to me. Okay, there we go. You're unconscious now. All right, there we go. Now, active effect is sleeping. Go. And as you can see, my sleep meter is gotten the correct direction. I didn't like get a lot of sleep. I could have used some more, but it's fine. All right, back on work tasks. Eat a little food. And now we're all green across the board. So one thing that's going to happen here when we start scavenging. So first, I'll back it up. Talking about the constraints. The airlock here can never move. Every single ship requires an airlock, and you cannot build airlocks. So the question of like, can you build a ship from scratch? Technically, no, because there's no way to build or uninstall an airlock. You can buy some of the ships you find out in the boneyard are literally just an airlock, and you can build upon that airlock. But essentially, the airlock is the one part of your ship that can never be replaced, uninstalled, removed, etc. It is, you can think of it as the anchor point of your ship, which also means that if I want to expand my cargo bay, I have to keep that in mind because the airlock's never moving from this point. It can't. So I can't put the cargo bay up beyond it, right? It doesn't, I can't go up or something like that. That's impossible. So what's going to end up happening here is if I want more cargo space, I need to expand the ship out this way to, you know, either down or wider or something, because I can't go up. I can't go north. The other thing is the bay floors I'm going to want installed. And what I'm planning on doing, is there enough? Okay, yeah, there's enough gas in this airlock. Is shrinking the size of the physical size of my airlock so it's much smaller, so I vent out a lot less gas when cycling. Putting the bay floors in somewhere that is not inconvenient, but I'll probably do that a lot later, and then just salvaging a whole lot of floors and walls from here so they can build to my heart's content, and doing it in such a way that it's batched. Maybe have a side airlock ship. Well, the airlock that you inherit at the start is the airlock that you have. So if you buy a side airlock ship, you get a side airlock ship, but I can't move the airlock. That's what I'm saying, is the airlock is the only part that can never be uninstalled. So I can never change the orientation of my ship. I can't move the airlock. I have to build around the airlock. The airlock will never move. And you can never build anything on the other side of the airlock. The airlock has to be the edge of your ship. It can't be like in the middle or something silly like that. All right, so what I'm doing now is I am going to reinstall this battery and then batch uninstall floor panels and wall panels of this ship. All right, let's go out here. And here's how to batch. So if you go to orders and I say floors, uninstall, and go, hey, I want these floors uninstalled. When I hit auto task, I will just do a whole bunch of it. So what I'm aiming to do is to have all the floors of the same type so that it's like a flat palette and it's just going to be easier on the eyes. I don't really care about the HP of these floors. It's not going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference because I can restore them at like 28 times speed. One could also argue I should have had a dolly for this. I would agree with that, but I don't have a dolly, so I'm going to do it without. Dollies are very helpful for wall segments, but not so much for floor segments. As walls can go, or floors can go in your backpack and will stack up to 5, and walls cannot go in your backpack and need to be dragged around. Now, realistically, I might want to go back for a dolly, just because of how long this will take without one. But at least what I'll do is I'll get the floor panels ahead of time. And the other thing you're going to want when you expand your ship is conduit, too. Because you're going to want wires running through your walls so you can actually power things up. Because otherwise, you've got a dead ship. Alright, cool. I've queued up just about enough to, like, fill my backpack. I queued, like, 2 more than I could possibly hold. That's, pretty accurate. Uninstall the bed. I'm going to try to go to the airlocks and jettison my trash from the collision that I had. There we go. And then for now, I'm just going to dump all this stuff on the floor to be dealt with later. So yeah, I should have bought a dolly, but whatever. We'll go get one now. K-leg, unfortunately, is in not an ideal orientation. So I'm going to fly to this. Let's fly to hard pass. And then go to K-leg. Or fly near hard pass. Like, that's roughly the direction we want. Oh, while we do that, let's do some drinking water and then freshen up, because I'm finally smelling a bit stank. My hygiene's not, you know, as nice as it could be. And my proxy alarm is on, right? It was not. What is now? So a dolly is like, you know, a pallet jack that you can use to move around more items than you would be able to carry otherwise. And it's a pretty handy tool when salvaging ships or uninstalling walls and the like. So that's why I want one. You only really need one. Maybe one per crew, but really reasonably one is fine. And now that we're near hard pass, we can change our course for K-leg. I just wanted to decelerate so we don't slam into hard pass as we change our trajectory to K-leg. I find it's useful if you're trying to get, unless you want to sit on your nav console, to use a point of interest when doing like transfer burn. So because I can't fly through Ganymede, the asteroid, to get to K-Leg, flying to Hard Pass and then going to K-Leg is obviously more fuel, but allows me to use proximity alarms to know when I need to do the transfer. So it's just it's like a shortcut. Plus, it's not like I was wasting time. I've been restoring my ship this whole time. So I was productive in the time it took to do the extra travel. Ooh, we're finally restoring the bin. I don't think we're that close to K. Are we really? No. I mean, there's a K-Leg hauler that got in the way. We're not that close to K-Leg. This hauler's throwing proximity alarms like crazy. There we go. Now we're actually near enough K-Leg to dock. Shush. I like the concept that we're not the only ones out here in the boneyard scrapping it, obviously. But in practice, it's pretty noisy. Well, for once, I can just not bother with my helmet as I leave. And let's go straight to the Sundries vendor, which sells the dollies. It's possible that the scrap... Actually, you know what? I'll check the scrap dealer first. I highly doubt they have a dolly. What they sell is a bit random. Oh, they have towing braces. No, they're not selling any dollies. Because the scrap dealer is generally a little bit cheaper than anywhere else. If K-Leg is constantly moving, you buy a derelict to flip. If you take too long to fix it up, can it just disappear? Possibly. Yeah, if you take too long and K-Leg gets really, really far away, you will need fuel to fly back to K-Leg to flip it. Generally speaking, the things in the boneyard orbit are roughly orbiting with K-Leg. So you would have to take a very long time for you to lose access to K-Leg, but it's entirely possible that you take so long that it's annoying to get back. Oh, you know what? This isn't the right vendor. I need the supplies vendor. Right? Yes. Here we go. The super handy equipment truck. Don't send it to the barter zone. Here's what it looks like. And as you can see, it has its own storage, which is the capacity, you know, its capacity of what it can have. So here we go. We got a dolly. Let's hope I don't jettison it to space. Oh, I probably have some fees. Yeah, there we go. And, you know, might as well top up my power and fuel while I'm here. It's not very expensive. Alright, back out we go. So, we're headed back to the Dauntless. which is on the blind side of K-Leg. So as you can see, where I am now, I can't see past K-Leg for ships. So I know the Dauntless is somewhere over here. So I have to break out of the shadow of K-Leg to actually be able to see the Dauntless. So I'll just back up and time it. Yeah, there it is. Alright, select it as my target. And do the transfer burn. Cross velocity near 0, bearing near 0. There. And alarm's on. Ooh, my repair stats are faster. Instead of 6, it's 8. Must have gotten better at it. I don't see the percentages higher, but we're clearly more capable. Either that or, like, our needs are better met. Food, water, sleep, etc. Yeah, look at those repair stats. 8 and 32. I like it. Saving us some time. And in the damage overlay, as you can see, it's looking a lot more white and a lot less red, or pink. Meaning things are getting better. Alright, hi Dauntless. Sorry I didn't come with the correct equipment the first time, but I'm back. Here to loot your booty. That sounded cranky. Alright, picking up the Dolly. Then we can go over here and find like a nice section of walls that I can install. Plus, I'm also going to want conduits. Conduits stack just like floors stack, but it's the walls that don't. Oh, really? We're going this? Okay. Fine, whatever. Orders. Uninstall the walls. And then auto task. So then you can take the walls and put them in the dolly, which walls are too big to go into your backpack. And I could have used like storage bins or whatever, but I like having a dolly. I like doing it legit, which is why I grabbed a dolly and didn't use like a storage bin or something weird like that. Alright, cancel. Oh, no, I queued 16. Or no, I queued 17. Good enough. Alright, let's bring this back to the ship. And now I have 16 walls to use, and I can always get 16 more, because the Dauntless is easily, like, 10 times my size. So, next steps, and let me update the priority. Expand the cargo capacity. So, doing some simple geometry, a square, or in this case a cube, it's 2D, sort of 3D. A square is going to be the most space efficient shape that I can have. It's ugly, but it works. So before I do anything else, what I want to do is tell my pumps to turn off. And the reason is, I am going to be I'm going to be venting all the atmo in the ship while I work on this. So I don't really want the pumps running, because if the pumps are running, then my cans are emptying out. And then I want to come up with some sort of design. So just like you can uninstall things, you can also install things, right? You can go both ways. So I could say, you know, I want to install. You can pick any floor and any wall. The only floors I have and the only walls I have in stock are the correct ones. And you could just be like, hey, install floors and walls here and here, you know, and just start building up the ship like that. But before I even do that, there's some other things I want to do first. I did say that I wanted to redesign my airlock. So that's what I'm going to be working on next. I want a smaller airlock. You can try to set up an airlock so that you don't vent atmo. You know, you have some sort of reverse pump that prevents you from them losing atmo. But I'm not going for that by just personal choice. Instead, I just want a smaller airlock that does sometimes vent out to space, but at least it vents less. So that is my preference in design, and that's what I'll be rolling with. Is there anything stopping us from making our own flotilla station? Things don't stay in orbit well. So if you try to build a flotilla, it could flotilla away from you. It could float off, and you could, I wouldn't say lose it, but like it doesn't stay in stationary orbit. The problem with the turbopump vacuum airlock thing is, and this is one of the reasons why I don't bother with that, is it can very easily overpressurize your own cabin if you don't have some sort of failsafe to prevent that, and end up causing more harm than good. Honestly, mostly end up causing more harm than good. Because putting a bunch of high pressure in your cabin is honestly worse, way more dangerous than like venting a little bit out in your airlock. When you're wearing a spacesuit, low pressure ain't going to kill you. High pressure, however, yeah, that's a whole different matter. There's there's nothing. Oh, that's interesting. The air pump went into the storage bay. There we go. Just moving that stuff out of the way. Uninstalling the lights. Basically, the whole airlock system's going to get stripped. Likewise, it's going to be way more convenient for me is if the Dauntless's walls are uninstalled here as well, giving me free access to the outside of my ship, because I'll be using the outside of my ship almost as much as the inside for this redesign. So what I want to do is this door, I want as close to the airlock as possible while leaving a little bit of space for a little pocket of air. So I'm going to install the door here, meaning that this light needs to go, and this light needs to go. Why did we go all the way around the long way? Fine, whatever. I made space here. You guys, you can, oh, the rack's in the way. There. No rack in the way now. Alright, conduit next. Wall next. Because the door is 5 wide, so I need space for 5. And then I need 2 floor panels. I'll just grab a whole stack, though. To install in these corners here. And then the wall panels. So the first, before I expand the cargo, I'm just redesigning the... Oh, it's really fussy right now. I'm redesigning the airlock so it's better. Because... Why can't I install the floor there? Oh, now I can? I just... Okay. Game's being fuzzy. Fine. Alright, let's grab our Dolly, because I need the walls. Come up here and... install walls. I'll leave the Dolly here and grab the walls separate. So for every section that you have, you're going to want wall, floor, and conduit for the most part, unless you want open space and then it's just like wall and conduit. But that's sort of the design. All right, now the two conduits are going back. It's the issues I'm running into is, like, I need to be, like, within my ship to then install things. I don't know why it's forcing that, but that seems to be where it's bugging out. Alright, these walls I'll put in the Dolly, and then we're good to move the airlock. What's going on with the weird graphic? No, it's just the way the airlock looks. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow ship salvagers.